Tires, start your engines!
It's MRN Motorsports Monday, the place for the latest news and loudest opinions, direct from the guys at the track. Presented by Outback Steakhouse. The stories, views, and opinions expressed on MRN Motorsports Monday are not likely shared by anyone, anywhere. Results may vary, so you should talk to your doctor before watching.
What's up, Doc?
Today's episode is brought to you by Hercules Tires.
Pace car is on.
Here's Woody Kane
Oh, boy, am I glad to see you guys!
I knew you'd come back, Woody.
and Joey Meyer.
Just a reminder, if you're asking me a question on the radio, just keep talking till I answer it for you, all right?
Happy Monday and welcome to another edition of MRN Motorsports Monday after the triple header at Chicagoland Speedway. Playoff fields are now set in the Camping World Truck Series and the Xfinity Series, and round one has begun in the NASCAR Monster Energy Cup Series. And right now, it's kind of the same as it was at the end of the regular season. Martin Truex Jr. just continues to show more speed than anybody else has been able to muster.
You know, 5 of his wins he's had this season, 4 of them have been on 1.5 miles, and we ran 1.5 miles. So it's a given
Yeah.
that he was going to run good. And not only was he going to run good, but Kyle Busch ran good, sat on the pole with a dominating performance, waxed the field's rear end by 0.3 in the qualifying lap, had an amazing amount of speed. But sometimes it comes down to execution, and they kind of outthought themselves over there on the 18. They borrowed or took the 19 Cup team pit crew. They felt they were a little bit better, a little more ready for the playoffs, and put them over on the 18. And blammo, the first opportunity they get.
Wait, did you just use a blammo? Did you just use a blammo?
Yes, I did.
That's spectacular
Yeah.
on a Monday. There you go.
So blammo, the first opportunity they get, they have a loose wheel, come back down to have to do that pit stop, and then over the wall too soon. So it was a double whammy for those guys. And Kyle Busch, who I thought was a little bit faster than Martin Truex, or at least would have been able to
At least up front in
he
clean air.
would have been able to give a run for his money more so than any other team or manufacturer. Didn't have the opportunity because he was stuck 2 laps down. But at the end, Martin Truex Jr. ends up getting slimed.
He did. He
He
did.
ends
Boy,
up
did he.
getting
I
slimed,
wonder,
yeah.
I heard somebody say there was 12 gallons of that slime in there,
Yeah.
and it just kept pouring and
Yeah,
kept
so we had
pouring.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was our sponsor this weekend from Nickelodeon.
Tales of the Turtles.
Tales
400.
of the Turtles, and he got to be able to and slimed in victory lane. So kudos to those guys. The rest of the team, you know, you talk about the playoffs working out the way they're supposed to be. 10 of our 11 finishers are playoff contenders. So there's a reason why those guys have gotten to the playoffs, because they're pretty good.
And one in particular you'll be interested in, another top 10 run for Kevin Harvick. He comes home in the 9th spot, and that means it's Bloomin' Monday at Outback Steakhouse. You get a free Bloomin' Onion if you go in and tell them, hey, it's Bloomin' Monday. Kevin Harvick got a top 10. Let me have that Bloomin' Onion. There you see he's 3rd in the standings right now. He had some stronger runs there as well. Was able to get by Kyle Busch once. Was able to get by, I think, Martin Truex Jr. once, but unable to stay there. They've got some pretty good speed as well. But right now Martin Truex Jr. has been fast all season long, and there's no reason to expect they're going to suddenly go into a dark hole now.
Yeah, all 3 manufacturers took turns leading at different times of the race. Clearly, the one manufacturer with Martin Truex and Kyle Busch with Toyota had the speed advantage, but we did have maneuverability with the Fords of Kevin Harvick and the Chevrolet of Chase, and that's important for Chase because he hasn't been running as well throughout the year, and they showed some speed.
Yeah, he won stage 2 in the race yesterday, and that gets them off on a very good start. Martin Truex Jr. wins it, as we said. Here he is in victory lane with our Alex Hayden.
Walk us through the way this race turned out for you, because it didn't go your way to start things off with a penalty.
Well, I wouldn't say it wasn't going our way. We just screwed up and just made a mistake, left pit road 0.06 of a mile per hour too fast and got busted, and then just had to play catch up. But you know, our car was off a little bit that first half of the race as well, and then once we got back in traffic, we really had to work on it. Cole made some great adjustments. We just kept working on it all day long. Those last 3 runs, it was dialed in, man, and of course we got up front too. So just proud of everybody, and thankful to all the fans that came out for this deal, and you know, all of our sponsors that make this possible. This is it's awesome to kick off the playoffs this way. You know, you come here and everybody wants to talk about pressure, and we knew what we could do. We just had to keep all that pressure behind and you know, keep our heads on straight and do what we always do. And at the end of the day, we were able to do that. So just proud of everyone and thankful for a good day.
Well, that hat is completely ruined, but I think he's okay with that right now.
Yeah, no, I think they're okay.
I don't think that's going to bother them too much. Listen, we got a big show for you today. As we mentioned, the season finale in the Camping World Truck Series and the Xfinity Series, also at Chicagoland Speedway this past weekend. We've got both winners. Johnny Sauter, the defending champ in the series, wins at Chicagoland. He's going to be on the program. And a little bit later on, Justin Allgaier, the Xfinity Series winner, will be on as well. Both of them will tell us how they got that done and look ahead to the playoffs for us. I'm Woody. He's Joey. It's Bloomin' Monday. Go get that free Bloomin' Onion. We'll be back in a moment.
I'm not blooming good, I'm blooming great. Put a shrimp on the barbie and sizzle my steak. Woo, I want that onion to bloom and it get in my senses like a sonic boom. No rules, just right. So bold, so nice. And I'm so ready for that Outback steak tonight. Outback Steakhouse. That's what it's all about. Outback Steakhouse. Blooming great.
It's almost Busch o'clock. A time for relaxing and unwinding with a crisp, cold Busch beer. It's the most refreshing time of the day. Wait for it. 3, 2, 1. Busch. Crisp, cold Busch. Enjoy responsibly. Busch Beer. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, Danica Patrick here. When I have friends and guests at the track who want to hear me drop pearls of wisdom during the race, I send them to Racing Electronics.
You all right back there?
I think so. I didn't, other than hitting a car, I didn't hit anything, but there's a tire down or something.
If you aren't listening to all the action live, you're missing out. Don't forget to rent a scanner or fan vision for the races. Go to racingelectronics.com to pre-rent for great discounts on your scanner and fan vision rentals.
One more time now for Johnny Sauter and GMS Racing. Walk in the park right now, half a lap away. Johnny Sauter off turn 2 for the final time.
Here he comes, free and clear of traffic at the front of the field for Johnny Sauter. Up the back straightaway, looking for the checkered flag off turn 4 here in Chicagoland.
Johnny Sauter brings the truck wide off the corner, encounters some lap traffic. And thehouse.com, 225 belongs to Johnny Sauter.
That's the way it sounded on the Motor Racing Network on Friday night. Johnny Sauter, the defending champ in the Camping World Truck Series, makes a statement in the regular season finale, gets the victory, brings the checkered flag home, and he joins us now on the guest line. Johnny, congratulations, man. That was a race of different stages, of course, but different guys were strong at different times, but you were steady, and there at the end, ran up front and took the checkered flag. Congratulations. How'd you get that done?
Well, first of all, thanks, but yeah, that was quite an event. So I knew we had some pretty good speed in our ISM Connect Chevy on Thursday in practice. I think we were second in the first practice and top of the board in the final practice, and unloaded loose, which is usually a good thing for us because we can tighten them up a little bit. So as far as all that goes, the race started out. We had pretty good speed, and we tried to stay out there and win that first stage. And I actually screwed up the restart a little bit and spun the tires, so we weren't able to get that done and found ourselves pitting out of sequence there a little bit. Lost a little bit of track position, but the truck was so fast we were able to get a lot of it back right away. And then the second stage, just trying to avoid people on restarts that were out of shape, so we ended up losing a lot of those spots back again, and drove to third, I think it was, by the end of that one. So we had pretty good track position, had a solid pit stop there at the end, and were able just to race the top 5 guys there at the end to try to get the win. So it was just an awesome truck. I couldn't be more happy with everybody at GMS, and the truck they brought to the racetrack this week was pretty awesome. It's one of our new GMS fabricated chassis and stuff. So pretty proud of that effort, and hopefully we can keep it rolling here.
Johnny, we do have the playoffs starting now for the Truck Series. It'll be the first playoffs that we have. And now we go to 2 different rounds of 3 races each, trying to get to Homestead. One of the things that I noticed standing on the roof at Chicagoland is you're racing around a lot of younger kids. And I'm not saying you're old, but you've been around a little while in this series. I really see the experience that you have in the Truck Series allowing you to perform at a higher level. Do you feel the same way?
Well, I told somebody this the other day. They said, well, you've raced here a lot. I said, is that good or is that bad? And I said, well, I think you can make a case for both. So,
right.
A lot of times when you have experience at places, you might have preconceived notions on how things need to go or how things need to be. So sometimes if you're walking in, to a racetrack for your first time, you might look at it a little bit differently. So I do think experience helps. There's no doubt about it. I kind of feel like I know what I need, or what feels comfortable to me, and that doesn't necessarily mean that somebody else would like it, and vice versa. So I just know when our stuff's right that it's going to be a good night or a good day. So you mentioned these next couple races coming up. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better group of racetracks. For me personally, they're just racetracks that I really enjoy going to, and quite frankly, I've ran well at in the past. So, but experience is good. But if you think of what you all did yesterday or whatever, that sometimes can bite you. So you got to keep an open mind when you're in racing, especially as fast as things change.
Speaking of that specifically, Johnny, you had a little bit of a newer tire at Chicago, a worn-out racetrack, and when we say that, it sounds like we're being derogatory toward the track, but that's not the case. You guys like that, where you have to manage the tires, and I think that's where the experience comes into play. Some of those younger guys want to drive up there like a rocket and go hard as they can every lap, and then the guys who have more experience, you and a Crafton, for example, know you got to manage those tires to the end of the run. How did you find the new tire that we had at Chicago versus what you had to manage on the track with that surface on Friday night?
Well, obviously you hit the nail on the head when you said that drivers like racetracks like Chicago where they're a little bit wore out. I understand that other racetracks have to repave at some point. I mean, that's just inevitable. So, but when you look at our season and you look at some of the racetracks we go to, a lot of racetracks have new pavement on them. So it's kind of cool to get to go to some of these racetracks that have a little bit of age. But new tire was good. I didn't think the fall off was near that bad, and obviously I'm going to think that because our truck was handling that well. But Chicago's a tricky place. Obviously, the bump is getting pretty gnarly over there in turn 3 and 4, and depending on how you enter that corner and try to drive across it or through it, could really change the balance of your truck. So, or at least it did for me. But I don't know. It's fun when you can go to those types of racetracks and have some options, especially when you're trying to work your way through the field and everybody's wanting to run the bottom because it's pretty much the preferred groove on your tires, and you can go to the middle or the top. It just makes it fun. You feel like Superman when your truck's handling right, and sling her down in the corner and the high side and pass one or two of them in the corner. It's just pretty cool. But they've got a cool thing going there, and the tire was great as far as I was concerned.
We look forward to the next 3 races, and you've already kind of hinted on it. We've got New Hampshire, Las Vegas, and Talladega. Not remotely close to one another as far as the style of tracks. Which one of those 3 worries you, and which one of those excites you the most of the next 3 races?
Well, I mean, they all kind of excite me, I guess. Las Vegas has been a great racetrack. We've won there, and we've won at Talladega, and Loudon has always been a place where, for some reason, I've never won there, but I've always found myself in the top 5 at the end of the day. So, and I feel like with some of the stuff we're doing and some of our experience at, St. Louis earlier this year and some of those types of racetracks, I feel like we got a pretty good package going there. So, I wouldn't be surprised if we could go to Loudon and contend for the win all day or try to run really, really well. So, but they all are pretty cool. I think the biggest question mark out of all of them, and I guarantee you if you asked anybody in the final or going to the playoffs here, Talladega is the big question mark. So, and that's just because you can obviously be minding your business and get caught up in somebody else's mess. So, I think it's really, really important for us to have a solid round at Loudon and a solid round at Las Vegas, and hopefully have enough of a cushion where if something does go bad, we can, not have to worry about Talladega so much.
Speaking of Loudon, Johnny, before we let you go, when the Cup Series visited there earlier this season, they had the VHT or whatever the latest iteration of the sticky substance is. Are you an advocate of that type of stuff, or would you rather they leave it alone?
No, I'm good with it. I mean, if because at the end of the day, it's the same for everybody. So, I think if anything, it just aids you in trying to have a little bit better race. So, it's nothing new. I've seen this stuff throughout my career on some of the short tracks I've raced on. So, and Loudon is kind of one of those places where, you get some good racing on restarts, but maybe in the past it hasn't been as good as it could be. when you get a little bit of age on your tires. So I think it's good. I applaud them for trying to make the races better. And that stuff has seemed to work pretty well. So, I'm all for options, especially if you can't get your stuff to do what you want it to do. At least, and I'm not saying it's going to work, but at least have the option to try to move around a little bit. So I'm all for it.
That's Johnny Sauter for GMS Racing, the defending champ in the Camping World Truck Series and the winner of the regular season finale at Chicagoland Speedway. He rolls into the playoffs with the rest of the guys at New Hampshire Motor Speedway this weekend. Johnny, congratulations, and look forward to catching up with you at Loudon.
Sounds good, guys. I appreciate you having me.
Thanks,
there you
Johnny.
go. It's everybody was all talking about coming into the race. Christopher Bell has got 4 wins, and Chase Briscoe is getting hot at the right time. Austin Cindric just got his first win. You've got John Hunter Nemechek with a couple of wins this year, and at Chicago, Johnny said, don't forget about me. In Victory Lane, if folks heard it on Friday night, he said one of the young guys after Canadian Tire Motorsport Park had called him an old POS, and this is a quote from him. He said, it pissed me off. That's what happens when you piss him off. He goes out there and wins.
Yeah, we after reseeding for the playoffs, Johnny sits second to Christopher Bell, but the experience is going to show. Christopher Bell has speed, but Johnny Sauter has some experience, and we've got some youthful experience or youthful enthusiasm behind those guys as well. So it'll be interesting to see as we kick off their playoffs in New Hampshire.
All right, let's transition now from the Camping World Truck Series to the Xfinity Series. Big move late in that race. The next to the last restart from Justin Allgaier. He goes 3 wide and winds up with a checkered flag. We'll talk to him next.
I'm not blooming good, I'm blooming great. Put a shrimp on the barbie and sizzle my steak. Woo, I want that onion to bloom, and it get in my senses like a sonic boom. No rules, just right. So bold, so nice, and I'm so ready for that Outback steak tonight. Outback Steakhouse, that's what it's all about. Outback Steakhouse. Blooming great.
You're smart, got your own trucking business, making it happen. What if I told you there was a place online where you could connect with other smart owner-operators just like you? It's an online community called Team Run Smart, where people share advice on truck maintenance, fuel savings, healthy habits on the road, and so much more, all to make your business more profitable. And it's all free. Visit teamrunsmart.com today to check it out. You'll be glad you did. teamrunsmart.com, brought to you by Freightliner Trucks.
Numbers. In NASCAR, numbers represent speed, passion, guts, and glory. Because numbers represent drivers. Numbers like 14, 88, 42, and 78. Numbers that say, that's my driver. Don't mess with my driver. See your number live at Kansas Speedway's first ever playoff elimination race. The Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series Hollywood Casino 400. Sunday, October 22nd. Tickets at kansasSpeedway.com.
Kyle Larson will take the spot at the entrance of turns 1 and 2, but he won't have enough time. Justin Allgaier, for the final time on turn 2, leads him here in Chicagoland.
He's from Illinois, so is his sponsor, Brandt Professional Agriculture, just in front of their driver right now, exiting the corner. He led at the Credit One Bank, 1 to go, and he leads off of turn number 4, looking to pick up his second win of the season. Justin Allgaier wins the House.com 300 at Chicagoland Speedway.
Mike Bagley, Alex Hayden, and Kyle Rickey on the call at Chicagoland Speedway. Justin Allgaier with a huge move, a 3-wide move on the next to last restart, and then had to survive another restart to get the checkered flag, but he did it. He joins us on the guest line now, the driver of the Brandt Professional Agriculture Chevrolet. Justin, man, congratulations. I still can't get over that move you made to get that checkered flag, and everybody keeps saying, oh, we got to get the Cup guys out of there. Well, one way is to just go out and beat them, and you did it.
Well, I'll be honest with you. There was a moment during that restart that I was questioning my motives on that move.
Maybe your sanity.
I wasn't sure I was going to be let back up on the racetrack, and I was trying to devise an exit strategy, and the only exit strategy was to basically wreck the field if I had to enter the turn 1 on the apron. So I didn't want to try that. I'm glad that it didn't work out that way, but just. What a weekend to be at home, to be at Brandt Professional Agriculture, their home racetrack as well. We had 300-plus guests. I'm not sure how many ended up, what the number actually ended up being, but 300-plus guests. just an incredible weekend for all of us. I mean, I'll be honest with you, at lap, or at halfway, at lap 100, I was pretty sure we were going to finish somewhere around the 10th place position, and to be able to walk out of there with a trophy and a win was definitely spectacular.
Now, let me tell you this, though. Our Alex Hayden was in turns 3 and 4 where Brant had a hospitality area set up for all their folks there, and he said they were losing their minds at the end of that race, just jumping up and down. And
it's a good thing when your sponsor loses their mind.
In a good way. When they're smiling when they do it, it's good.
Right, it is good.
Justin, congratulations on a good regular season, and unfortunately, we put that behind us. The good thing is you guys have enough points that you're seated second in points behind. You're surrounded by your teammates. Now we go to a standalone for you guys at Kentucky and then Dover and Charlotte. As you look ahead, what race concerns you the most, and which one are you excited about the most?
Well, first of all, thank you for the regular season remarks there. And one of the things that was really cool, obviously our teammate William Byron had a little bit of trouble on Saturday, but with the win and with the points that we were able to gain on Saturday, it was a 9-point swing for us in bonus points. We were able to not only win the race and get the 5 bonus points, but being able to pass William in regular season points, we got more bonus points. It just, the way that it all ended up working out, it ended up being a 9-point swing. So for us, that's huge. That is what put us in second place going into the playoffs, and is what could be the difference maker. As you guys well know, this especially this season, it seems like it's even tighter than normal. It's going to come down to a point or two. And all of those extra points you can bank before the regular season ends is huge. So that was a big day for us on Saturday. But that being said, I don't know that there's a racetrack that I'm concerned with, Joey. I think that Homestead is obviously the one that you circle and you say, okay, I have to be 100%, no mistakes. Execution has to be perfect. Speed has to be there. You've got to have all your I's dotted and your T's crossed. But there's no guarantee to make it to Homestead. So for me, I'm looking at those first 3. I want to make sure that we get through those first 3. Not only do we get through those first 3, but we are successful in those first 3. Carry this momentum that we've got right now. Get to the start of the second round of the playoffs, and then then your focus is going to be different, because now you're effectively cutting it in half. Or a little less than half, but I think you're going to have a situation where you're really going to have to focus on trying to figure out how to make the most amount of points you possibly can week in and week out, and so for me, it's always those next 3, those next three, and then Homestead is the one that really makes all the difference.
Hey, do you know, we were talking amongst ourselves this morning and nobody had this answer. Are you guys running the standard oval at Charlotte, or are you guys running the Roval?
This year, we are running the standard oval.
Okay.
As far as I understand, everybody this year will run the standard oval, and then next year everybody will run the Roval. So, being a guy that loves road courses, I'm okay either way. To be honest with you, I feel like mile and a half before the win in Chicago. I feel like mile and a half were our weakness this year. So, any less mile and a half we get wasn't going to hurt my feelings any until we went to Chicago. And then now maybe I'm not so disappointed in mile and a half. I don't know what to think. I mean, obviously we weren't as good Saturday as what we'd like to be. We didn't have the speed Saturday during the first part of the race that we've had at some of the other racetracks. But that all being said, I think all of these races come down to perseverance and execution. The guys on pit road did a great job. Jason Burdett and Alan and Shoemate, my engineers, they did a great job of understanding what we were fighting, how to make it better, and we did that. We made the car better. We worked on it all day, and we steadily progressed through the field and put ourselves in position. And, yeah, it took some crazy things to happen, but at the end of the day, that's what the sport's usually all about, right? It's those crazy things that usually determine what the outcome's going to be, and for us, it worked out.
One more quick one before we let you go, Justin. There was a lot said about the new composite bodies that you guys ran at Richmond. You've got 2 more chances with that, I think, Dover and Phoenix. Did you notice anything different of that, or is it more of a big deal for us than it is for you guys?
I didn't really notice anything other than, I feel like that the downforce level, at Richmond was different, but then I also think we were on a different tire, so it may not have necessarily just been the body that was different. But, for the most part, it seemed to work its way into the sport pretty seamless. Obviously the Canon series and the ARCA series, they've been running on this body for a number of years now. So, I had no doubt that the body would, we weren't going to have any issues on that front. But this is a new composite body. The shape of it is very similar to what we have currently. It's actually the same currently as what we have on the Xfinity series. And, they did a great job of kind of implementing it. This weekend, they were actually testing out a new, inspection device, I guess you'd call it, in the Cup Series garage that is moving towards the composite body. It's going to be able to better suit the tech inspection process with the composite body and understanding, how, obviously as teams, they're going to push every envelope they can push, number one. But number two, a steel body is still handmade. Every part of that car, even areas where, the templates or aerodynamics don't matter, making those shapes fit those templates at all times is sometimes just impossible. And so with the composite body, it's the shape they want it to be at, and they want to make sure that it stays that way. And NASCAR's done a great job of trying to make sure that happens. So I'll be interested to see what it does at two completely different style of racetracks than what we ran at Richmond. Dover's obviously very, very fast, very high banked. Phoenix is obviously very, very, very fast and, very little banking. Two completely different styles of racetracks. So I'll be interested to see. But, as of today, I'm going to give the new composite body 100% and know that, if we were to go to that next year, I think we'd all be okay with it.
I think we will be interested to see how it goes, how it plays out as well, because next year it's going to be pretty much full-time except for the super speedways. Justin Allgaier drives the Brandt Professional Agriculture Chevrolet Camaro, and he's the winner at his home track at Chicagoland Speedway, the number 2 seed in the playoffs as they get cranking this weekend at Kentucky. Justin, congratulations, and thanks for your time.
Absolutely, guys. As always, good to be on with you, and thanks for the time.
There you go. And they really have come on strong at the end of the season. He didn't quite catch his teammate Elliott Sadler, who had clinched it the week before, but it's hard to argue against Junior Motorsports' success at the Xfinity Series level right now.
Got 5 wins amongst the top 3 drivers, all Junior Motorsports guys. The youngster William Byron's a rookie, seeded first. Justin Allgaier, a seasoned veteran. And then, of course, Elliott Sadler, a really seasoned veteran that rounded out with the regular season win. Before we go to break, we would be remiss not to send our condolences out to the family of Teddy Christopher. This weekend, NASCAR community lost an amazing driver, the legend Teddy Christopher, modified driver who lost his life this weekend on his way to an actual race. So as we go to break, we just want to wish their family our best, and we are thinking about them entirely.
I'm not blooming good, I'm blooming great. Put a shrimp on the barbie and sizzle my steak. Woo, I want that onion to bloom, and it get in my senses like a sonic boom. No rules, just right. So bold, so nice, and I'm so ready for that Outback steak tonight. Outback Steakhouse, that's what it's all about. Outback Steakhouse, blooming great.
Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
When the smoke settles, the entertainment never stops.
It's all a family sport.
On race weekends, your favorite NASCAR personality is an everyday superhero.
Brad Keselowski will win.
But when they leave the racetrack, they're just like everyone else.
We just have to find the value package that connects a new generation of fans.
I'm Susie Armstrong. Join me on a daily journey as we discuss the hot topics and engaging personalities of NASCAR Nation. Ned Jarrett's World of Racing, weekdays on the Motor Racing Network.
Truex Jr. to the bottom of turn number 2 as Casey Kane gets sideways in front of him. Kane will hang on, and it's Truex leading for the final time on the backstretch.
A dominant year and a dominant afternoon continues here this afternoon in Chicagoland. Martin Truex Jr. off of turn number 4 is the race leader for the final time.
He's on his way to victory lane for the 5th time in 2017, and he's on his way to the round of 12. Martin Truex Jr. wins the Tales of the Turtles 400 at Chicagoland.
And he got covered with slime for his trouble there.
He got slimed.
He's okay with it.
Yeah,
he's okay with
slimed.
it. Give me the trophy. I'll take the slime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not too bad. Martin Truex Jr. sets the tone for the opening round of the playoffs at Chicagoland Speedway. They head to Kentucky Speedway this weekend. Our friends at the Performance Racing Network will have that race as well. But we've got some stuff for you as well. Here on MRN, we will be with the Camping World Truck Series at New Hampshire Motor Speedway Saturday afternoon at 12:30 Eastern Time. Dave Moody and Kyle Rickey will be in the booth for that. And then one I'm really excited about, Martinsville Speedway, the Valley Star Credit Union 300, the huge late model race there. That one comes your way Saturday night at 7:30 Eastern Time. Mike Bagley and Alex Hayden in the booth, and that is going to be an opportunity to get a look at a little something new there.
It's the first time at Martinsville under the brand new LED lighting system. The place looks like a city when it's lit up. We've gotten some sneak peeks of it. They had a practice session this last week under the lights. That'll be an exciting event to watch. Unfortunately, I'll probably be in Loudon, New Hampshire, doing the truck race and the double up there with the Cup guys.
You're doing double duty,
We're going to do a double with, we got Austin Cindric up there in the trucks, and we've seen this event earlier. We've got the wider track of them trying to put the goop, the slosh, the VHD, whatever it's called. Exactly.
They'll just go out there and go blammo.
Blammo,
put it
on there. So, and it'll be an interesting aspect from that to see how wide it gets. And the Xfinity guys are on their own. They get to go to Kentucky and race themselves over there. So we get to see a couple of different drivers like Sam Hornish back in the 22 this weekend.
And for the Cup Series at Kentucky, when we head there, what can we expect from that track based on what we saw earlier this year?
Do the Cup guys go to Kentucky next week? You mean in the future?
In the future.
Oh,
in the
okay,
future.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
no, that'll be an exciting place again. 1.5 miles. We expect the Toyotas to be strong, specifically Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr.
You think?
Yeah, I think. I'm just going to throw it out there.
There you go. Don't forget, head over to Outback Steakhouse. Tell them it's Bloomin' Monday because Kevin Harvick got a top 10 finish. You'll get that for free. He's Joey. I'm Woody. We'll see you right back here next weekend. We've got doubleheader action on the Motor Racing Network Saturday for you. Check MRN.com for complete details and a whole lot more.
MRN Motorsports Monday is presented by Outback Steakhouse. Tune in every Monday for another exciting episode right here on MRN.com. Brought to you by Hercules Tires. MRN Motorsports Monday is also available on demand in MRN.com's Media Center, on our Facebook page, on YouTube, and in iTunes or the Google Play Store. MRN Motorsports Monday is a production of the Motor Racing Network.